Hello and welcome to the very first edition of Coach Roger Cador on sports and other hot topics. I'm Clarence Buggs, he's the coach, and I guess first and foremost, Coach, we need to remind everyone, don't attempt to adjust your television sets, don't run to the calendar, because no, it's not baseball season, this is a brand new show.
It is a brand new show, and I'm glad it's not baseball season.
We start off, unfortunately, on a sad note, talking about the recent passing of what some consider the most recent First Lady of the Southwestern Athletic Conference, and football in particular, Doris Robinson, who was the widow of the late Coach Eddie Robinson. Coach, other than your own mother, have you ever met a more gracious woman than Doris Robinson?
No, and she was always by his side. You know, you hear about women staying by your man's side. She did it in a graceful way for so many years, because if anybody knows about coaching, wives know about coaching. We're always busy. We're away from the home, the kids, and we do so much for other people. And it takes a strong woman who give up herself to make sure her husband meet the goals that he has set out in life.
It truly seems as though theirs was a match made in heaven, in that both of them were as humble an individual as you ever find, and both of them were dedicated to the cause of education, and more important, to making men out of young men.
Exactly, and you know, that's one of the reasons they live a long, graceful life, and fortunate they didn't have illness. They both were healthy. And then Eddie Robinson lived to be 86, 87, which is a good long life and helped so many people. I know I had many great conversations with him on a lot of topics, and he was always there to give the time to talk about it.
You touched on this just a few seconds ago. It seems that sometimes, and I got to be careful how I say this, some women have a hard time with their husbands being a very high-profile individual, and they feel as though they almost lose some of their identity in the wake of their husbands being so famous. But Doris was not that kind of person.
Well, you got to understand, there is a problem when high-profile husband, because other women get into a space, and it does make some wives feel uncomfortable, but she was definitely in her own lane, and she understood where she stood.
Coach Rob was very fond of saying that one of the things he was most proud of was that 50 years he had one job, one school, and one wife. That says a lot, doesn't it?
Says a lot, and he was proud of that. He said it almost every time he spoke to gathering. He talked about having all those years just having that one wife. So, and you know, today, in today's society, that's a very difficult chore.
Well, our condolences certainly belatedly go out to the Grambling State family, the Robinson family, the Swack family, and humanity in general, because it certainly is true when we say we have lost one of those one-of-a-kind individuals. When we come back, we will roll ahead to segment 2 of a brand new show. It's Coach Roger Cador on sports and other hot topics. Stay with us.
Can the value of beautiful sounds be measured? Listen. That's the sound of children in an after-school enrichment program, laughing, learning, thriving. That's the sound alerting an elderly couple that their Meals on Wheels delivery is just on the other side of the door. And that's the sound of funding secured for research at local universities to improve the mental health of residents in our community. These are just a few of the beautiful sounds in our community, priceless and worth preserving. Together they represent issues Councilwoman C. Denise Marcel is fighting for to keep our children, our seniors, and other vulnerable citizens in our community thriving, healthy, and safe. On Election Day, October 24th, mark number 80 on your ballot to elect Councilwoman C. Denise Marcel, the voice for the issues that matter most to you, your state representative for District 61, and let the casting of your vote be the beautiful sound of making the right choice.
Hello, I'm Regina Ashford Barrow, a state representative for District 29. I'm a wife, I'm a mother and a grandmother, and I've had the great opportunity of serving the great citizens of District 29 for more than 10 years. I love this state, and I love serving the people of District 29. I am now a candidate for Senate District 15, and I am running because I believe that I am the best candidate for this seat. The decisions that we make over the next 4 years will determine the outcome of this state for the next 20 years. I have fought for education, health care, and jobs in our state. Currently, our schools are struggling, health care is on the ropes, and our state is constantly vying for more jobs to come to this state. I know that I am the right person for this job because I will do what is in the best interest of the people of this state. The work in the past has not been easy, and I don't believe that the work in the future will be either. But I'm ready for the task. I've not always been a friend of special interests because I never put politics above the people. I will never trade my vote in the Senate for a pat on the back. I will always continue to fight for you. I am Regina Ashford Barrow, candidate for Senate District 15. Please give me your vote, your support, and your prayers. God bless you.
Hey, 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 I feel alright. One time. Right. Hey, 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 I feel alright. 2 times. Right.
Awesome. Welcome back for segment 2 of our brand new show, Coach Roger Cador on sports and hot topics. And in case you hadn't ascertained by now, no, neither one of these guys here are Coach Roger Cador. The guy sitting to my left on your television set, your right, is a sponsor and an attorney. Obviously, as an attorney, he's an integral part of our community, does things that helps out a lot of people in the area of legal needs. But he's also real concerned and involved in the Baton Rouge community as a sponsor of what is a legendary youth football program in our city. Talking about the South Baton Rouge Rams and attorney Ben Gibson. Ben, what led you to become affiliated with this organization to begin with?
2 things. First, my son's school team didn't have a tackle team, and he was too big to play flag football, couldn't chase the kids around. And so we were looking for a tackle team, and by reputation and history, I'd always heard about South Baton Rouge Rams, and I knew Pat Green. I said, well, if he's going to learn how to play, he's going to go there and play. That's how we got to him.
If there's someone considering putting their resources, their time, energy, effort into youth sports, particularly in the inner city, what's the best advice Attorney Gibson can give them?
As long as you save one. If you get to one kid, it doesn't matter. Everything's worth it. Money's fleeting. Money's temporary. As long as you get to one and you save one, you've done enough. You've done your job.
You know, this organization throughout the years has been responsible for launching the careers of a lot of great young men, both athletically and academically. It's got to feel pretty good from a personal standpoint to be involved with an organization like this.
It does, it does. There's so much more to it. Everybody thinks football, but they do a lot of things, extracurricular, and they teach the kids. All of them are good men. All the men that coach every age level look out for them, and it's much more than athletics, much more than football.
The guy sitting on the other side of me right now is Coach Pat Green. And Coach, you know, when I talk with people throughout the years about the name South Baton Rouge Rams, they always talk about the fact that it's more than just football. What do you stress to these young men when they're out on the field?
Discipline. It starts off with discipline, and then everything filters over in their lives. You know what I'm saying? We had a number of kids come through the program: Warwick Dunn, Travis Minor, Michael Clayton, Marcus Spears, Robert Robinson. All those guys played in the NFL. Lyle Collins, Kavara Holmes. There's so many I forget. Glenn Big Baby Davis. A bunch of those guys come through the program.
Someone watching right now might consider getting involved in youth sports. What can Pat Green tell them some of the rewards will be if they take the time to get involved?
Well, if you could help kids out, anytime you're helping kids, you can save a life, save them from going in the wrong direction, and keep them on the right path. That's what I would say.
Our sponsor, Sandra Perry, you may have noticed that we brought Coach front and center. The Coach Roger Cador Award of Excellence goes to Coach Pat Green for being our special guest on Roger Cador on Sports and Hot Topics, and also a very special Citizenship Award to Ben Gibson in recognition of the support that he's given to the South Baton Rouge Rams. Teams, let's hear it for these two. When we come back, we will roll on to segment 3 of Coach Roger Cador on Sports and Hot Topics. Stay with us.
Perry Productions, LLC. Ready to serve you for your high-definition video needs. Specializing in wedding DVDs. Allow us to capture and recreate the moments of your special day. Commercials for your business? We can help. Infomercials for your website? Not a problem. Green screen and chroma key shooting is also a specialty of ours, enhancing the overall video viewing experience. Contact us at perry.productions@yahoo.com for a quote today.
Welcome back to segment 3 of our brand new show, Coach Roger Cador on Sports and Other Hot Topics. Coach, we've covered some other hot topics so far, so let's talk sports in segment 3. Leonard Fournette, the talk of the college football world, leading the Heisman race at this point. What do you make of this young man, and have you ever coached someone that comes to mind that had that kind of natural talent and ability?
Well, he's certainly a special kind of person. If you watch in today's society that people who are good, considered to be good and possess unique ability, they usually bring a certain type of arrogance to go along with it. But this young man is totally different. He's as humble as they come. He obviously cares about others, and that's so important that you care about others. And, you know, I looked at the fact that that jersey he auctioned off for those flood victims from South Carolina really spoke volumes. So that was unique. As far as I've coached someone, I haven't coached anyone that good,
right,
but I've coached someone pretty good, and it was Ricky Weeks and Michael Woods, two guys that possess a lot of unique ability.
On the Bluffs, Coach Dawson Odoms had a little bit of a setback recently for homecoming, but looks as though he's got his Jaguars poised to make a run for another SWAC championship. That's a pretty great accomplishment done under some pretty trying circumstances, Coach.
Yeah, you know, when you look at the fact that he's played two high-level Division I school, Louisiana Tech and University of Georgia, it takes a toll when you get into conference play, and he's probably got some injuries, and they didn't play really good defense last night, which burnt him. But I really believe in Coach Odom. I believe in the young people. They're going to do what the staff asks them to do, and they'll right the ship next week against Texas Southern.
Our own New Orleans Saints came out of the blocks with more than their fair share of problems. Looks as though they might be back on the right track here as of late. But out of curiosity, who has it tougher from a coaching standpoint? The college coach, knowing that every 4 years these kids are going to graduate, go on to hopefully start some productive lives amongst the general population, or the professional franchise that has to deal with contracts and those limitations, free agency and things of that nature? Who's got it tougher?
Well, they both have it tough. We've got to coach kids 17 to 23. Can you imagine you have to depend your life on a 17 to 23-year-old person?
Right.
Well, that's what I've done for 30-some years. It's a difficult, but you know what? You have a little more control over young people in say-so and trying to get them to do the right thing. Where in the professional ranks, it's a lot different in that it's difficult there because teams lose key players because of free agency and the money thing. So they have limitation within the structure that the NFL have.
When we come back, we will move ahead to segment 4 of a brand new show. It's Coach Roger Cador on Sports and Hot Topics. Stay close.
At Choices Family Medical Clinic and Choices for Children, we send reputable doctors and nurse practitioners out to service you in the comfort of your home. Physical exams, we service you online. A recommendation for a follow-up appointment or advice.
Welcome back for segment 4 of our brand new television show. Coach Roger Cador on sports and hot topics. Coach, you recently completed fall baseball practice up on the Bluff. How did it all go for you?
In my opinion, it went quite well. We have a lot of young new players, so and we're just excited about the 2016 season.
Speaking of a young team, particularly young as you mentioned, what are some of the biggest challenges that present themselves when you're talking about a young team versus a veteran team?
Well, the young people you're getting out of high school today are not the same people. They're not, you would think they would coach better, but they're not. Mm-hmm. And the moral of why they are not is travel ball. This travel ball thing where parents pay enormous amount of money, and there is a reason, and those people just let them play and they don't teach them, or they don't try to do it because they don't want to do anything would upset the apple cart so they can make the money. So travel ball has, when some areas been good for the most, it's been very bad.
You talk about travel ball, but when you're talking about inner city programs, schools and the like, most parents don't possess the financial resources to take part in club ball, travel ball, things of that nature. Is that one of the reasons that we're having such a problem with the resurgence of the game of baseball in the minority community?
Yeah, and of some kind of way people have devalued the value of kids playing on inner city teams and teams that don't travel. They devalue it and make the parents and the kids feel not worthy because they say if you don't have the money to be on this team, you're not there. The money doesn't make you good. It's God-given ability and someone practicing you and helping you to improve is what makes you a better player.
The Baton Rouge business community has always supported Southern University baseball. Can you say enough about what it means to you, the community, the kids, to have that kind of support from the business community in Baton Rouge?
Well, you never can say enough when you have the support of the business community because they are really the one that keeps you going. Mm-hmm. And the reason we've been able to do it is the credibility. We want to make sure the credibility is there. You do exactly what you say you're going to do with the finances that they give you. And once you do that, you won't ever have a problem.
We're talking with Coach Roger Cador, who is, of course, the focus of this brand new show. Coach Roger Cador on sports and other hot topics. I'm Clarence Buggs, and of course, we have visiting with us for this inaugural segment an absolute Baton Rouge institution, the South Baton Rouge Rams. When we come back, we'll wrap it all up and come back with more Coach Roger Cador on sports and hot topics. Stay with us.
Can the value of beautiful sounds be measured? Listen. That's the sound of children in an after-school enrichment program, laughing, learning, thriving. That's the sound alerting an elderly couple that their Meals on Wheels delivery is just on the other side of the door. And that's the sound of funding secured for research at local universities to improve the mental health of residents in our community. These are just a few of the beautiful sounds in our community, priceless and worth preserving. Together they represent issues Councilwoman C. Denise Marcel is fighting for to keep our children, our seniors, and other vulnerable citizens in our community thriving, healthy, and safe. On Election Day, October 24th, mark number 80 on your ballot to elect Councilwoman C. Denise Marcel, the voice for the issues that matter most to you, your state representative for District 61, and let the casting of your vote be the beautiful sound of making the right choice.
Hello, I'm Regina Ashford-Barrow, a state representative for District 29. I'm a wife, I'm a mother, and a grandmother. And I've had the great opportunity of serving the great citizens of District 29 for more than 10 years. I love this state, and I love serving the people of District 29. I am now a candidate for Senate District 15, and I am running because I believe that I am the best candidate for this seat. The decisions that we make over the next 4 years will determine the outcome of this state for the next 20 years. I have fought for education, health care, and jobs in our state. Currently, our schools are struggling, health care is on the ropes, and our state is constantly vying for more jobs to come to this state. I know that I am the right person for this job because I will do what is in the best interest of the people of this state. The work in the past has not been easy, and I don't believe that the work in the future will be either. But I'm ready for the task. I've not always been a friend of special interests because I never put politics above the people. I will never trade my vote in the Senate for a pat on the back. I will always continue to fight for you. I am Regina Ashford-Barrow, candidate for Senate District 15. Please give me your vote, your support, and your prayers. God bless you.
Welcome back for the closing segment of the inaugural edition of Coach Roger Cador on sports and hot topics. By the way, we are emanating this show from the Callaway Inns and Suites, soon to be a member of the Clarion Hotel family. So when you see the sign change and the name change come up just off Sherwood Forest Boulevard, you'll know, oh yeah, that's where they record the Coach Roger Cador on sports and hot topics show. Coach, you obviously are a baseball guy. You have spent your life dedicated to educating our kids, helping them to develop their baseball and other athletic skills. Can you say enough about what the game of baseball has meant to Roger Cador?
Can never say enough, but you know, it's a great lesson for life, teach me life lessons. Mm-hmm. So many failures, you know. Baseball, to be successful, you have to fail 7 out of every 10 tries. And can you imagine how many times I failed in the 30-some years I've been doing this? My athletic career started at around 14 years old. And so 50 years later, I'm still doing it and learning from the failure. So when you fail, young people, don't think that is something bad. It could be something very good to teach you how you'll be able to get up and make good things happen.
Is that a lesson that we adults are failing these days to teach our kids, that you're not going to hit the home run every at-bat, you're not going to score the touchdown every time you put your hands on the ball, but it's the effort that you give and how you rebound from that failure that's really the most important thing in life?
It is, and I know we live in a generation where everything is now, it's the microwave sort of situation. Stick it in the microwave in 30 seconds, it's all done. Well, life is not that way. It's about failing, it's about getting up, it's about understanding, and it's about giving a little of your time to make sure that you understand why you fail and then make the necessary corrections.
Lastly, Coach, there's a big event coming up in November that I know you want people to know about. Exactly what is the event, Coach?
Well, it's our annual fundraiser with Major League Baseball where we raise money and we give money back to the inner city where kids can be taught by Major League players. That was 7 Major League players this year were going to give the instruction to young people. So it's something that helps Southern baseball, but again, not being selfish, we wanted to give back something to the community because the youth are really our future. And if you don't save the youth and educate them and do everything you can, we're not going to be able to make it.
Well, that's going to do it for our inaugural show. We look forward to seeing you in the near future with more Coach Roger Cador on sports and hot topics. See you then.
Perry Productions, LLC. Ready to serve you for your high-definition video needs. Specializing in wedding DVDs. Allow us to capture and recreate the moments of your special day. Commercials for your business? We can help. Infomercials for your website? Not a problem. Green screen and chroma key shooting is also a specialty of ours, enhancing the overall video viewing experience. Contact us at perry.productions@yahoo.com for a quote today.